About half an hour ago it was really chilly outside, and now it's glorious. Glorious weather right now, isn't it? It's Mummy and Azumi. Azumi getting comfy.
Yes, we're relaxing in the garden.
Very nice. And look at all the beautiful flowers. It's all pinks and purples. And the bees love this one, don't they? They love this one.
Granny's bonnet.
Granny's bonnet they like. And I'll show you the peony, because the peony is gorgeous. Look at that, just the one. But isn't it so beautiful? Such a good colour on it. And then these are some of the plants that Josh sent us. So they're coming up really nice. And that's a succulent. I know that one. That's a succulent. And what else have we got?
Seeds.
And the seeds are growing in their little nursery. So they're coming up alright. And all of these, I don't know what these are. Antirrhinum. I know that because it says antirrhinum on it.
I see a kale.
Oh, my kale. Kale is coming up. Little. Is it ready to eat yet? No. Aquilegia, beetroot, and I think some of these tomatoes. The tomatoes need a watering. You always have to water tomatoes, don't you? Like constantly, constantly. Gardener's delight. That's tomatoes.
Yes.
Yep. Where's the chili plant?
The big ones.
The big
In
ones
the pots.
in the pots. These ones.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Peppers.
Peppers, yeah. Flipping heck, they're doing alright, aren't they?
And these are the cosmos.
Oh, they're pretty.
Cosmos.
They're looking lovely. And those ones? No, that's the granny's bonnet. No.
Those are thrift.
Thrift.
Or
Those ones?
erigeron.
And these ones?
Aquilegia.
Aquilegia. And these ones?
What? Which one?
These
Those
purpley
are
ones.
Aquilegia, the pom-pom.
The pom-pom ones.
Iliums.
Iliums.
Like leaves.
Okay. And then this is the secret garden, which I have to duck under because the Montana is growing over. I would have called it clematis. Everything's clematis to me. It is clematis. Oh, so I was kind of right. And there's more things. And I just hit my head on the wind chimes. And oh, the rose is nice. That's a nice colour.
And look, the cherries on your cherry tree.
Oh, there's cherries on my tree. What are the names of the trees, Mum? Like
Stella.
The names that we... This is Stella. And then...
It's Brian.
Which one's this?
Brian.
This is Brian Cox. And then...
That's just a Bramley.
That's just a Bramley, so we haven't given him a
apple.
name.
No, we haven't given his name.
Ah,
Call him Martha.
Martha Bramley. Okay. And then that's a billion gooseberries. The gooseberries are just going insane. Like, there's going to be so much gooseberry jam and chutney. And then over there is red currant. And in there somewhere,
Currants at the end.
in there somewhere is the
See the
rhubarb.
red currants in the strand.
Oh, so they're the red currants, not very red, and then they're the gooseberries.
Yeah, they go both would go red.
It's crazy.
And these are baby black currants.
Baby blacks.
And that big plant at the back is a comfrey.
That one there is a comfrey.
Comfrey.
What's that? Is that a fruit?
It's a herb that you make fertiliser from.
Oh, your fertiliser thing. Okay. And then this is where we grow the DVDs.
And this is William.
Oh yes, that's William. That's
William
the
Hare.
rowan. No, where's the rowan tree?
Rowan tree is there.
That's my granddad's.
Rowan tree.
Yep. And yeah, this is where we grow the DVDs.
Foxglove.
Foxglove. That's pretty.
Some more foxgloves.
And that's little birdie hidey hole. Or squirrel, but we never get squirrels here, do we?
We do.
We do?
One squirrel. Remember we had one squirrel when they had
Oh,
the shed.
I don't.
And
Oh,
they said, oh, there's a squirrel.
squiggle. Well, there's the squirrel.
Those are chives.
Chives.
Which looks like the other thing. These are herbs. Herbs.
So I'm going to get cherries this year. Oh yeah, look. Awesome. Oh, I hope they'll be good to eat.
Well, they're supposed to be edible, that's why I got sterile.
Ah. It's looking good, Mummy, looking good.
Yep.
Ring the bell. So from all the stock that I bought the other week, that's still the stuff that is like donate, give away kind of thing. Some random bits and bobs, and then I've divided them into like necklaces, bangles and other. So I've got quite a bit to be getting on with there. I did a whole day of listing yesterday and I'm a week ahead of myself. Oh look, there's my lovely floral centerpiece. And look, Red and Ted have made friends, isn't that cute? Yay. Yeah, so I don't know whether to be doing more eBay listings today to get even more ahead of myself. So I've got listings up until Saturday the 30th so far. So I don't know whether to go and carry on with that or to do some Etsy listings. But for now, I'm just going to watch Karen in a new... Oh God, that's paused at a... Sorry, Karen. Close the door. Got the news on in the background. Sick of news. Right, so I've sorted out, these are all like silver tone clip-on earrings. I love ones like that are just like a little bit 50s and camp, and then we've got big like kind of ethically looking ones and little sparklers and stuff. And yeah, so they're ones that I'm gonna list, and I might not do them as auctions yet. I'm not doing them as auctions. I'm just going to put them straight away as like buy it now, maybe schedule like a few a day and stuff. Those are pierced ones, and then these ones I think are just a little bit more unusual, so I'll probably put them as auctions. So there's like that Brutalist pair, and then we've got some alpaca Mexico, and they're Czechoslovakian, some big drag jewels, little kangaroos, some abalone and stuff, and some art deco. So yeah, so those ones I'll probably put like 5 a day auctions sometime. What month is it? I genuinely don't know what month is it. Is it May? It is. So in June. Jesus. Oh my word. Right, yeah, so I'm going to do that, but first of all, I'm going to show you that package over there. Well, hello. So I don't know if it's filming really weird on this at the moment. I've changed like settings on my phone and stuff to make video files smaller, but I don't know if it's making everything smaller. Anyway, doesn't matter, does it? We'll see how it works out. Right, so I've tried a little something for you guys, because I know a lot of people want to buy vintage stuff, like vintage jewellery, and because you can't go out and purchase things right now, I thought we'll try and see if there's a vintage jewellery wholesaler that you can actually like hand pick things. Now I follow on Instagram Hex Vintage, Hex Vintage, all one word, and they have a wholesale option. Everything is like £3 a piece, which obviously is a little bit more pricey than what we're used to. But when there are no alternatives, or very few alternatives, it may be worth trying, especially as you can hand pick. So I emailed them some point last week or the week before, and her name is Laura, and she's very nice, and what she does is you tell her what the kinds of thing that you're interested in. She sends out a bunch of photos, and you kind of circle the ones that you want. So we did that. I said I was very broad, and I was like, oh, Art Deco, 70s, Modernist, you know, shiny things. So my first hint and tip is, I wish that I had been more precise, because I've since seen some things on their Instagram going, oh, I wish I'd asked for something like that. So I would go through their Instagram first and see the kind of things that they deal in, know that it's going to cost you £3 plus a little bit for postage each. I mean, she'll do a bulk postage, obviously, and work out what your kind of profit margins are for things like that. So, for example, I wish that I'd bought some Scottish themed jewellery, thistles, you know, the miracle style, the little Celtic shields and things like that. I wish I'd have bought some of that. So that was my mistake number one. But anyway, let's see what I got. Okay, so I spent with them £138.95, which included £3.95 delivery. I bought 18 necklaces, 8 bracelets, 13 brooches and 6 rings. So that's what I got for my money. So let's have a look. I don't expect to be blown away, but I expect to be able to make some money from it. Oh, thank you for your purchases. Hope you like them. Stay safe, Hex. That's nice. Okay. They all came very safely and securely in a box, which is good. And then they're all wrapped up in little baggies, always handy. Now, the thing about obviously getting pictures of them is you can't tell what materials they are. So that's kind of hint and tip number 2, is if there's something you're unsure of, I would maybe email back and go, is this plastic, is this glass? So I see already that that was a mistake that I've made, because I was hoping that this would be glass, and it's not, it's plastic. It's Hong Kong, so it's 1950s or 60s, but it's very cute. It's just a white plastic. Now, I wouldn't pay £3 for that normally. I would expect to pick that up for about 50p, but I still know that I can get maybe about £8 for that. I can list it pretty quick. So it's not going to be awful. This I figured was plastic, but it's in such a lovely green colour. And it's in really good condition as well. Like, there's very little tarnishing on it. And it's super interesting shaped beads. So I think I'll be alright with that one. This one has got an old style clasp on it, and it's threaded with string, but I think it's beads that have been restrung. So I think this is actually more modern and handmade, but that's okay. Again, it's still quite a nice colour green, and these beads are really interesting, like the half colours with a stripe on it. So I'll still be able to sell that. Very old style clasp, but again, I think this is one that's been restrung, like put together by a crafter, which is fine. This one I thought looked quite cool. I figured it would be wood. Yes, it is. It's carved wood. Yep. So that's quite interesting. Carved wood with what looks to be like a little ivory disc in it, but it's not. It's plastic, but it looks like ivory. It's a quite nice, like, tribal ethnic boho looking carved wood. It's got string with the old barrel clasp as well. But that's quite nice. I would have thought that would be a tourist piece from somewhere. That's alright. More necklaces, as Shelley would say. Ooh. Now I do like that. Right. So that's definitely at least it's going to be at least from 1958, because Aurora Borealis covering on beads didn't happen before then. Now it's on thin wire, so I'm guessing again that this might have been a restrung piece. I think it's glass with glass spacer beads, but those beads are super lovely. So I reckon the beads are 1960s, the clasp possibly a little bit earlier. Is it sterling? Might be sterling, possibly. But that is super pretty, very kitsch, 1950s, 60s. So I'm alright with that one. I like that. That's cool. I'd ask for like £10 or £12 on that one. I love, again, like Shelley, these like petrol coloured ones, graduated, really pretty. It's a shame I didn't notice in the photographs that, again, it's just been loosely strung at the top, so that will probably end up in a lot, unfortunately. So a little bit of a loss of money on that one. So that's a shame, but it's still lovely. Right, these are glass. This is quite nice. So a reasonably long, what's that? That's opera length necklace. Really interesting shaped beads. With tiny little seed spacer beads in between. It's on string, but the string is quite fresh. So it's possible that this has been restrung as well. But it's been done quite nicely, and that is a nice classy bit of jewellery, that. So that's alright, that. Happy with that. We've got this fun little blue one again. This is glass. So it seems. But look at the shape on those beads. That's really interesting. That's very kind of 1950s, I think. Like little choker necklace. That is super sweet. Very kitsch. Retro again. Very interesting. I like that one. That's cool. That's a bit classy. Got something a bit chunky here. So big chunky gold tone necklace. Not sure if this is strictly vintage. It's not signed. There's a reasonable amount of wear. I'm not sure if it would really be vintage. Might be more modern. But it's got really nice construction and it's got lovely shapes on it. So almost like an Art Nouveau kind of an S scrolly shape. But that's fun, and I would expect about like 12 to 15 on that one, hopefully. This necklace I thought was super cute in the pictures, but again I wish I'd have maybe asked what it was made of. So yeah, because it oh no, it is glass. Ah, I thought it looked plastic, but no, it is glass. Well, in that case I am happy with that, because that's a lovely like Art Deco style necklace. That is super pretty on a really fine chain. But look at that amber colour with the green. That's really nice. So actually I'm happy with that one. If it was plastic I would have been a bit miffed. But no, I'm actually quite happy with that one. So that's good. Another necklace. So we've got a nice chunky rope twist with seed beads and I think bugle beads. Again, I'm not sure if this would be counted as vintage because I can see a little bit of, there's a plastic bead in the little like knobbly bit at the end, and I think they would be more likely to not use that if it was, in fact they were all beads underneath. Oh, that's quite interesting. They've all got coloured beads underneath. They've got red beads. Yeah. I mean, I think it's nice. I don't think it's vintage. I think it's, as in like quite old. I don't think it's like 70s and prior to that. It might be like 80s or 90s. As in, so it is still vintage. It's just not older. But that's alright. I don't mind that. Now I love these ones. I'm hoping this is glass. It is glass. Yeah, nice. So again, graduated, probably 1950s. Tiny little chips on there, but nothing that nibbles. Nothing that's going to cause any distress. It's on string and the string looks a little worn, which in a way is a good sign. Nice little barrel clasp, which works well. Lovely faceted graduated beads. Can't really hold it up to the sunlight at the moment because there isn't any, so I can't tell if they're crystal. But if it makes rainbows, it's crystal glass. But that's super pretty. Happy with that one. This one I chose specifically because I think it's coral, but now I'm not so sure. But it is nice. It's very 1960s, I'd say. Not signed or anything, but it's got a little dangle on it. But that's quite lovely. They look almost like oak leaves. But that is super cute, isn't it? There's a little bit of wear to the back and a little bit of verdigris on it. but the front is pretty much okay. So that's alright. That's not so bad. Got a chunky monkey necklace. Now I was hoping this was going to be tiger's eye, but it's not. It's plastic, but it's got a really nice clasp on it. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. It's interesting anyway. Very kind of 70s looking, but I was hoping it would be tiger's eye, but it's not. It's just like plastic to make look like it, but it is very cool. It's very chunky and quite heavy. I wonder. You don't get Bakelite in this colour, I don't think. No. Too modern for Bakelite. And wrong colour. If only. But that's very cool, and I should hope for about £15 on that one. This one is a freebie. She popped in a little freebie, and bizarrely, I think I've had this necklace before. Not this very one, that would be very strange. Yeah, that's quite cute. Little plastic, probably 1950s or 60s. Needs a little bit of attention to the ring there, but that's alright. That's cute. In red and pink, which go strangely well together. Right, is that all the necklaces? Oh no, there's a little sparkler. Ooh. Okay, now this is nice. Oh, look at that. That's super pretty. Art Deco style, but probably a bit later, probably like 1960s. Maybe even more modern than that. But that is super lovely, isn't it? That lovely light blue. Is it like aquamarine? That is gorgeous, isn't it? And not a bean wrong with that either. So I'd expect a decent price, say like 12 to 15 on that one. That's okay. I think that's all the necklaces, so let's move on to bangles. And it's already been 15 minutes, so apologies. So we have this. I thought was going to be Michaela Frey. It's very much in the style of Michaela Frey, but it's not, unfortunately. It's not signed, but it's just got a little, it's enamel inside with roses hand painted on it. So it's still very pretty and very much in the style of Michaela Frey, but unfortunately unsigned, which is a shame because I was hoping that it would be. Again, that's something that maybe I could have asked. Might test this, semi-chrome test it. Lovely marbled green, and it's got a seam down there, so possibly not moulded. We'll see, I'll test that later. This one does have seams, so this is moulded, but it's got cute elephants on it, so that should sell alright, because that's cute. This I think is blooming lovely. So a really nice southwestern style copper cuff. That is super cool. With we did that in school. We made circuit boards. We put stuff on copper and then the black attached to it. Can't remember what it's called now. But yeah, I like that. I reckon I could get like £12–15 for that one. Oh, there are some more necklaces. Hold on. Oh, so this cute little one. Little flower one. See, it's got an open back. That's a good sign. Good construction if it's got open back on them. Means that they're not stuck on, really. So that's super pretty. And then this, it's yellow glass, which is nicely unusual. Nice hook clasp there, which makes me think it's Czechoslovakian. Turn of the century, maybe like 1910 kind of thing. I might even test that to see if it's uranium glass. So that's kind of fab. Right, rings. Oh no, there's another necklace. Blimey neck, how many did I get? Oh right, here's a bit of 70s Modernist. Sell for like a standard £9–10 every time. for me anyway. Maybe even a little bit more because it's an unusual shape and it's in really nice nick. So 10 to 12 say on that one. 70s Modernist, I got some rings, some of which are signed. So 70s Modernist adjustable stainless steel rings. Kind of fun, one in turquoise colour there. I kind of like them. They're fun for me. Oh, and I got a couple more apparently. Yeah, so we've got one with like an abalone shell on it as well. And then a fun hexagon one. Like, they're just kind of cool, you know. 8 to 10 on those. And we've got a couple more costume rings. And then we'll get on to bracelets and then brooches. So that's a nice Bobby Dazzler, nice cocktail ring, the lovely big stone. Stone's a little bit loose, but that's okay. And then this one I think is gorgeous. Look at that lovely green colour in there. That is stunning. Really love that one. Again, possibly like 1950s or 60s on that one. Right, some bracelets. This one, I was hoping it would be a reasonably more heavy kind of metal, but I actually think it's, because it's a slight rose gold, it's very light, but it's got like a faux filigree kind of look. It's just pressed. So it's pressed into a very light metal and cut out, almost like a laser cut, almost. But that's still very pretty. I like that. I wouldn't expect to get a lot for it though. And then this, again, I don't think is super old. I probably wouldn't bother selling that separately. That will go into a lot. And then this is nice, and I got it because I think I've got quite a similar looking necklace somewhere. And I do love, oh, it's very tiny though, that's the only thing I'd say. It fits my wrist because I've got tiny wrists, but that is super cute. I wouldn't expect to get a lot for that one. No, I'm looking at only about, say, £8 on that. This looks handmade and bizarre. So again, a bit of 70s Modernist here, but really unusual, a bit space age actually. It's got an enamel on the back, which makes me think that it would have rubbed at some, oh, because it's handmade, they've enameled it or something to stop it from hurting, I guess. But that is super funky. That's very kind of space age, very 60s kind of looking actually, atomic. So that's cool. And then brooches is the last thing. So I've got this lovely Art Nouveau style one with a fire moonstone, just glass. It's not marked or anything. It's not sterling, but again, super pretty, like that one. I got this one because it's brass. It's got a longer pin, and it's unusual, a bit arts and crafts. Like, it looks very handmade, hand battered and stuff, and it looks like a pair of boobs. So, you know, winner winner. A cameo, which I probably shouldn't have bought. It looks alright in the photos, but it's a modern one, I can tell. So this will go into a lot. I probably won't sell this one separately. Yeah, it's like yeah, I think it's just like modelling clay ones. I think you can get these quite a bit. I'll double check, but I don't think that's anything particularly awesome. A lovely 1950s, 60s atomic style brooch. Love that. I love that shape. Starburst kind of shape. Really cute little lizard that I was hoping was going to be marker seat, and again, I could have asked that, but it's not. It's just like indented, you can see from the back. And so from a distance it looked like marker seat, but it's not, but it's still cute. We'll probably only get £6 for that, so I'm not looking at a lot of profit on it. This I thought was interesting, and that's why I got it. This is handmade out of 2 bits of glass, and then that's like solder silver. I've made something like this, like similar before, and I just thought some really nice glass in there. It's a bit artisan piece. Would hope for maybe about £8 on that one, because it's just kind of, I think it's kind of cool. This one quite tarnished, and tarnished on the front unfortunately, but a lovely amber colour glass there. Almost a jewel tone in there. That's 70s. This is super cool. I like this one. Again, almost like that bracelet then. Very kind of atomic looking. That's kind of fun. A little bit of etched stainless steel it looks there. It looks like a little bit Celtic scrolly. Unusual. It's silver plate it looks like. Silver plate on copper. But yeah, that's unusual. I haven't seen anything like that before. And then last two bits, I think. Yep, last two bits. So we got this, which is 70s. I would have thought it would have been Sphinx, but I can't see any signature on it. But that's very 70s. Modernist, brutalist, because of the textures on it. That's kind of fun. And then this one is an artisan piece, so probably more modern studio made, but I thought that was kind of fun as well, with like the mixed metals in there. Yeah. So overall, I reckon I'll like treble my money on it, which is not the kind of returns that we're normally used to. But certainly, like, there is money to be made from it. I would say definitely, it's a little bit more than we're used to paying, but if you're really interested in vintage jewellery and reselling it, I would definitely give them a whirl. But my tips would be ask questions, not loads of questions because you don't want to, bog them down with, what's this, because like we get on eBay and it gets really annoying. But I would definitely perhaps be more precise with them in the kind of things that you're after. Yeah, so check them out. I'll put the links and stuff below, like to their Instagram page and stuff. And if you do get anything from them, let me know. Cheers. And I'll probably have to end this vlog now, and I'll upload it, and then I'm going to carry on with my vlog later, I would have thought. So catch you in part 2.